To share with us some of the latest developments in web scenes and ArcGIS runtime, please welcome Craig McCabe.
Thanks, Lauren. Thank you. So I'd like to show you how we can take some of that beautiful 3D data and deliver it anywhere we want, from the web to a mobile device. The newest Scene Viewer represents a great environment for sharing 3D GIS data in a web browser with no plugins required. From a global to a local scale, we can stream large, complex data sets dynamically. A building, an airport, a city, all in the web browser. Here we can see our realistic textured buildings from Pictometry. And we can even stream in custom tiled base maps and local elevation data. So the little details, like our procedurally generated signage, align perfectly with the terrain. Over at runway 26 right, we've got a 737 coming into land. And we can use these slides at the bottom to tell a 3D story. Each slide captures not only the viewing perspective, but layer visibility, as well as environmental settings, like shadow and time of day, making our 3D 4D. Using web scenes, we can also get an interesting perspective on our 3D analysis, even taking GIS indoors. Passenger safety and health is a critical issue at any airport, and maximizing visibility of signs is really important, specifically for AEDs or defibrillators. Using web scenes, we can swap in different 3D floor plans and even get a first-person perspective on sign visibility. Here I've overlain an indoor viewshed analysis. And in green, you can see areas where signs are visible, while black areas show where signs are obstructed by walls or columns. Indoor spaces are a really useful place for 3D GIS, and not only for visibility, but also accessibility. To be most effective, AEDs should be administered within just a few minutes of a cardiac event, so response time is key. Here we've overlain some indoor network analysis showing service area walk times at 30-second increments. And if we zoom out to the full concourse, you can see that Atlanta's done a really good job of distributing their assets in the concourse. No area is more than about 90 seconds away from an AED, and that's great if you need one. So we've seen how we can stream and consume in our web browser 3D data and analytical layers. But now let's switch to a phone and take 3D with us anywhere. With ArcGIS Runtime for .NET, we can stream all the same 3D services right on our mobile device. So we'll pick up where we left off at Concourse C and do a point-to-point route in 3D, starting at the Sky Lounge and going down to this window by our gate. And we could even follow that route in 3D. The same network data set I used to analyze our AEDs is now guiding us from point to point in the shortest possible path. It's easy to imagine a future where all public indoor spaces are connected by 3D networks, guiding us through unfamiliar areas to our destination. Now I'd like to go up to the control tower, which happens to be the tallest control tower in North America, and see the perspective of a control tower operator. Obviously, having eyes on all the runways and taxiways is really important. But I'd like to do something kind of cool now. Using the compass mode, we can actually enable the gyroscope in our phone and get a first-person perspective, play virtual air traffic controller. And as I turn, the 3D data fills in, and I get a first-person view. And I can even look down, see some traffic below. It's very cool. So streaming all this content on your phone is great, but sometimes you have to unplug. So now we're switching to ArcGIS Runtime for Android, and we'll do some live, disconnected viewshed analysis. So I've loaded some custom tiles for our imagery in a tile package, as well as a surface model for all of our airport structures. We have our existing tower in the orange, and now I want to place an additional tower to handle a future expansion on the south side of the airport. I can just place a point, and using the slider, create a dynamic viewshed surface at any height. Not only that, I can change the location and get instant feedback. It's pretty cool. And if I turn on the existing tower, I can now see areas in yellow where we previously had holes in our viewshed. They're being filled in by this new second tower. This is 3D spatial analysis on a phone. So that's 3D web and mobile GIS. And with Pro, web scenes, and runtime, we can now deliver 3D everywhere you need it.